In this lesson, we're going to learn about Python syntax. Syntax simply refers to a set of rules that define how instructions should be written in a programming language. Every programming language has its own syntax, and Python is no exception. I want you to think of it this way. Just like English has rules for writing correct sentences, Python also have rules for writing instructions correctly. If you don't follow the syntax rules, Python won't understand your instructions and will return an error. Now, Python has many syntax rules, but you don't need to learn all of them all at once. We'll take them one step at a time, and in this lesson, we'll focus on the essential ones that every beginner should know. So let's get started. We're going to start by learning how to write statements in Python. But first, what is a statement? A statement is basically an instruction. Maybe you want to display something on the terminal, you want to read a file, you want to delete a file, or move a file from one location to another location on the computer. It's basically an instruction that tells the computer what to do. So if you want to display something on the terminal, we use the print statement. So we have the print followed by a parenthesis. Now, inside the parenthesis, we provide the data that we want to display. I can have 5. And as you can see in the output, we'll have 5. If you want to display something on the terminal, you use the print statement. Now let me display hello on the terminal. Here I'm going to have print, then a parenthesis. Inside of the parenthesis, I'm going to provide a quote. And the reason for this quote is because I'm trying to provide a textual data. So if you want to provide a textual data, you enclose the text inside of quotes. So texts enclosed into quotes are called strings. So I can have hello. Now let's run it. And as you can see, we have hello. Now let's print one more thing. We can print how are you. So this is also another print statement. And as expected, we'll have how are you on the terminal. If you look at our output, you can see that we have 5 followed by hello and followed by how are you. What this means is that programs execute from top to the bottom. So when you run this program, this line is going to execute first, followed by this line, then followed by this third print. So programs execute from top to bottom. And if you look on top of this first print statement, you can see spaces. Spaces are not executable. As a matter of fact, we use spaces to make our programs more readable or to make it look nicer. I can decide to include spaces in between the print statement. So spaces on their own are not executable. They're just mainly used for aesthetic purposes or to make our programs more readable. Now, another thing you have to keep in mind is that Python is case sensitive. We have print in lower cases. I can change this to a capital P. And when I do this, this print becomes a different name. Now, let me run this program. And as you can see, we have an error. We'll have a traceback. And if you look at this traceback, you can see that this error occurred in line 3. And this is where we have print starting with a capital P. And if you read the error message, you can see we have a name error. Print is not defined. And if you go further, you can see, did you mean print? In essence, when you have print in lower cases, it is quite different from print starting with a capital P. So this name and this name are two different things altogether, even though they have the same spelling. If I have print in all caps like this, it's still a different name altogether. Python is a case-sensitive programming language. Now I can remove this and revert this back to small p. And as you can see, we no longer have the underline. And if I run this program again, the error messages disappear. So be mindful of the fact that Python is case sensitive. Now we're going to learn about comments. Comments are used to provide explanations or documentations in our program. You can use comments to explain what your program does or make your programs easier to understand. Comments are not executable and as such are ignored when you run the program. We have two types of comments in Python. We have what we call the single line comment. We'll have the multi-line comment. Now let's start with the single line comment. Any piece of text that is preceded by the hash or the pound symbol is considered to be a single line comment. And single line comment can only span across a single line of code. To write a single line comment, first you provide the hash or the pound symbol, then the comment text. I can have something like this is a comment. So this is an example of a single line comment. And if you look around the program, you can see single line comments everywhere. So this is a single line comment. This is a single line comment. All these are single line comments and they are not executable. If I try to run this program, you can see that nothing is displayed on the terminal. And this is because comments are not executable. Now we have another type of comment called the multi-line comment. Multi-line comment can span across multiple lines. And to write multi-line comment, we use the triple quotes. We can use single triple quotes or double triple quotes. We can have something like 1, 2, 3. Then inside of the quotes, we'll provide our comment text. I can have this is a comment. This is the second line. I can occupy as many lines as possible. So multi-line comment can span across multiple lines of code. So this is an example of a multi-line comment. And if you look at this comment, we'll have single triple quotes at the beginning and we'll have single triple quotes at the end. So if you are using single triple quotes at the beginning, you have to end it with a matching quote. Apart from using single triple quotes, you can as well use single double quotes. We can have something like 1, 2, and 3. Then inside of the quotes, we'll provide our comment text. I can have something like title, maybe tutorial on syntax. I can have date. I can have something like 7/7/2026. We can have author or have learner curve. So this is also an example of a multi-line comment. If you are using double quote at the beginning, you have to end it with double quotes. If I try to end this with single quotes, I'm going to run into a syntax error. If I have something like this is wrong because in the beginning we have double quotes and I'm expected to use double quotes to end it. So you don't do it like this. This is the right way to go about it. So this is how to do it. Use matching quotes. If you are using single quote at the beginning, you end it with single quotes. If you are using double quote at the beginning, you end it with double quotes. Now we'll have a variation of the single line comment, which is known as the inline comment. Inline comments are attached to statements or expressions. For instance, this is a print statement to display 5. I can decide to attach a comment to this statement. And to do this, I'm going to provide a hash or a pound symbol, then provide the comment text. Something like display 5. So this is an inline comment. There are times when you may want to convert your statements or expressions into comments. And what this means is that you want to make the statement to be non-executable. And to do this, I'm going to have a hash or a pound symbol before the statement. So this converts this print into a comment. And as such, it is no longer executable. So if I try to run this program, nothing shows in the output because I've converted this statement into a comment. Now, if I want to uncomment this or to remove the comment, I can place my mouse anywhere and hold the Ctrl and the forward slash. So this is going to remove the comment. And if I want to comment it out again, I can simply click anywhere there, hold the Ctrl and the forward slash to convert it into a comment.